Hi, I'm Mark Mancini with Vacation Home Mastery and VRBO Outstanding. This week's episode, we're going to talk about co-hosting and what it is. So welcome back. This episode, we're going to talk specifically about co-hosting, but not about property management. That's next week's video. So co-hosting is something that really only applies to Airbnb. Airbnb allows co-hosts. VRBO does not. And there's a big difference. It's based upon what they can do permission-wise, because a co-host is more like a concierge, okay? But it borderlines on being a property manager. And the reason why VRBO doesn't do co-hosting and why you can't usually do co-hosting with direct bookings, it's because of state and local licenses. So for instance, here in South Carolina where we live, we are required to have a license for a property management services. So you have to go through the same schooling pretty much as a realtor. Okay, many realtors are property managers, and there's many companies here in the Myrtle Beach area where they are vacation rentals and they sell homes, and it works out well together. And we'll talk about that next week. But you can be a co-host, but you can't do any property management in states like South Carolina. Now, other states like Florida, they allow it. I think New Jersey allows it. You have to know your state laws, because basically you'd be getting in a whole lot of trouble by doing things without a license. So we'll talk about what differentiates a property manager from a co-host next week as well. But basically, co-hosts cannot do direct bookings in states where licenses are required, because they're engaging in a lease with that person. Okay, they can't accept money as an intermediary in those states that require licenses for PMs, and they can't do it on VRBO. Okay, a co-host will be able to work on Airbnb, but just that. A co-host cannot do direct bookings, and they really are not able to work on VRBO. Okay, this is all based upon your state laws. And what I mean by that, the state the house is in. If the house is in South Carolina, once again, you have to have a licensed property manager for everything except an Airbnb co-host. Okay, in other states where they allow it, again, doesn't matter, you can do it across all three. So co-hosting specific to Airbnb doesn't matter state requirements, but you can only be a co-host. Now, the co-host does a couple things. I mentioned before, they're a concierge. That's really what they are. Do I think they're worth it? And this is an emphatic no, okay? The reason why I don't think you need a co-host, real simple. Number one, we had an episode that I've referred to in multiple of my videos. It's why you need a PMS, and I recommend OwnerRez. OwnerRez literally does everything for you, okay? So from when they book until when they check out, all the communications, all the lock setup, all the blocking of calendars is all done automatically, okay? No need to pay someone when you can have software do it for $40 a month per property. The second reason why I don't think you need a co-host, we have a new course, vacationhomemastery.com. And if you go to that page, vacationhomemastery.com, you'll see I've got 3 free 1-minute blurbs on how to make more money and get more bookings. Once you go through that, we'll show you the Vacation Home Mastery course, which is $200 off. So it's yours for only $97. This is a huge savings. And the people who've gone through the course already think it's the best value ever. In fact, I guarantee you'll love this course. I'll give you your money back. It's real simple. Now, what we talk about in there with the co-hosting is a little bit about the PMS and how it automates everything. But the second thing is, we go into detail in this course about the description. If you have a description that's done right, and we dissect a couple I found on the internet, and we dissect mine, and I show you what the differences are, that alone, okay, is going to cut down on your need for a co-host. Co-hosts answer questions before people book. But if your description is written properly, you probably should have one question or one inquiry out of every 5 bookings. I can handle that. And that's about what mine is. But every 5 bookings I have one question before they book. And that's it. So why pay a co-host if you're doing 5 bookings a month, or maybe so some of you 5 bookings over 2 months, to answer one response? And why pay a co-host to do things once someone books that you can automate through OwnerRez for only $40 a month? Okay. Now the Airbnb co-host will say they do other things. Okay. They may answer your phone for you. Okay, if there is an emergency. We talked about that in another episode, right? It was the phone number using RingCentral and your vanity number. Okay, why do you need a professional phone system? Those phone systems are anywhere from $15 to $25 a month, so you don't have to use your cell phone. But will this person truly answer your phone 24 hours a day? I don't know about that. I would rather deal with the phone calls that happen throughout the course of the day, and if it is an emergency, and that's what we specify in our phone message, to press this number and it goes and it will wake us up. Because if it's a true emergency, I want to be the one responding to it, not a co-host, because most of those co-hosts aren't even in this country. Okay, so I'm not here to disparage co-hosting. Okay, and if you're someone out there who is a co-host, I'm not disparaging you. I'd like to move you more towards property management, which we'll talk about in our next episode. Property management is something that we really need to talk about, but co-hosting, in my opinion, isn't for most people. If you're properly set up, take my course, you don't have to worry about paying someone, whether it's, some people do a percentage of the booking, some people it's a flat fee, and it's, in many places, it's $100 a month. It could easily be done with OwnerRez and the phone system we talked about in the previous episodes, to make sure that you have control in your hands on your business and no one else does. Now, I hope that was clear enough with co-hosting. It is only an Airbnb thing, and we're going to go into property management and what the key differences are in detail. So be ready for that one next week. Thanks a whole bunch, and we'll see you then. Remember, hit like and subscribe below. Go to vacationhomemastery.com and check out our new mini course. Have a great one.